Hey everyone, this is Matt with Fidgets and Widgets. Today we're going to take a look at the Flyaway Toys Spinner and Begleri line. The manufacturer, again, Flyaway Toys. I will have links to the different websites that are available for them. For example, they have a My Shopify page for purchasing. They have a Facebook.com page at Flyaway Toys, and they also have an Etsy page as well, and again, search for it under Flyaway Toys. But if you go to either the written review or under the YouTube comments where it says show more, I will also list all the links so that you can get to any of these that you like, and hopefully you'll like them as much as I do, because you can tell by the number I have, I really like them. In terms of, this is not every spinner that Rich and Allison make, but it's a good cross section of the ones I happen to like. We have a Mini Falcon, a Mini Falcon, the Maelstrom, the Tsunamis, the Mini Maelstrom. This is the Begleri Set, and I also have a couple of buttons we'll look at size-wise. In terms of the actual anodizing, you can get these in a regular version, meaning brass, stainless, titanium. Again, of course, at the different corresponding weights. Just go to the website and or my review, and you'll be able to find what those are. But those generally are a little cheaper than the anodizing, because the cost varies based on the amount of time necessary to achieve the effect that you see. Some may be more expensive than others, and they, again, vary in price based on the material you pick and whether or not you have it anodized. We're really not going to cover a lot of the actual specs of each individual one. I'm just going to do some spins on each, give you my thoughts on them as well. In terms of the caps, they generally just have a large and a small size. This would be your large cap. The large cap here would fit the Maelstrom, as you can see there. Then, for example, the small caps would fit most of the other ones that I have. In fact, I probably have more that clearly fit the small caps. But I'll probably get a good cross selection over time of large and small caps to change the look. The one thing I love about these is any of these that you take the button on, it changes the look on it. Whether you go for a splash look or just to give it a little bit of flair, the pink with the black I think looks terrific. So again, you can buy the buttons separately as well, depending on whether or not they're splash, which is anodized. These are probably around $60 a set. I believe you can get these, I think these were about $15 a set. And if you get an anodized version, I believe they run, at least the anodized and the large, I think is $60. So you can go from that. In fact, was this $40 or $60? You'll have to check on the website, but I think these were $60. So if they're anodized, $60, and if they're regular black, they're $15. So that'll give you a price range on the buttons. In terms of the Mini Falcon here, we'll give you a close-up view of the anodizing look, as well with the standard small button. The Mini Falcon, it's about 2 1/4 inches across and about a 1/2 inch thick button to button. We'll give it a spin there and see how quiet that shows up. It's a very nice spinner, small enough to carry in your pocket, of course. Let's see if I can get that going there. I just love the look on these. These are great fidget toys. You know, I have them in meetings under the table. I'm flipping them just like that. And again, it just keeps you focused a little bit, and as any fidget toy tends to do. This is, again, the anodized Mini Falcon. Because this is more pricey than the regular version, this one I believe was $119 and anodized. If you go to the standard materials on a Mini Falcon, they're $49 to $79 depending on material, again, whether you go with brass, stainless, or titanium. But again, a terrific spinner. This one is called the Mini Falcon. Next one we're going to take a look at is the Tri Mini Falcon. This one's terrific, and I think you guys would love this one. Again, no hot spots. It's a terrific little spinner, and we'll get into the spin times in a little bit, but I'll let you take a look at this one and look at the pattern that you can see on that one. Gorgeous. I just love the anodized pattern look, just terrific. This one, in terms of a Tri Mini Falcon, it runs about $134, I think, for the anodized, and if you go with the regular Mini Falcon or Tri Mini Falcon, it's $84 to $99. And again, on the website or on my review page, you'll be able to see more of those details. Here's another one, which is comparing the two. You can see, of course, the three solid colors I like, which is quite different. And again, just a terrific spinner and nice little work of art to boot. If we take off the cap, let's take a look there. The bearings, if you look into that, is a R188 ZZ ABEC 7 hybrid ceramic. He also does stainless and full ceramic as well. And in fact, I don't know if that's the full or not. But again, depending on what you pick, you can get with the 7 hybrid ceramic, the stainless, or the full ceramic. So a lot of options to choose from when it comes to the bearings. Again, they're all R188s. Beautiful spinner. Love the color. Awesome. And this one, again, is a Tri Mini Falcon. So we'll put those off to the side now. Let's take a look at the buttons. Here's again a splashed. This is a small size, fits the smaller spinners or the minis. Beautiful looking button set. Here are the standard black buttons. Here is the large, and this is the small. Again, you can get a look at these. The large fit the Maelstrom, and again, the black small will fit pretty much all of the minis. So we'll put those off. Next, we're going to take a look at the full-size Maelstrom. In terms of this is probably one of their largest. I happen to like the big weighty spinners like this, just because it's large and it spins very quietly. We'll let that go for a second. In terms of the Maelstrom, if you go with the standard Maelstroms, they run $119 to $159. If you go to a one that's anodized, the cost is a bit higher, and in fact, I don't think I wrote that one down, but I'm gonna say that these probably ran around $189 as well. If you go into a anodized Maelstrom, but you can look at that at the coloring, just outstanding anodizing work. Let's take a look at the button inside here, or the bearing. Same bearing, of course. You can see the R188. So that'll give you an idea there. In terms of the size of the actual Maelstrom. The titanium one here is 71 grams. It has a diameter of basically 2.45 inches and just over half an inch thick button to button. But again, just depending on size and your preference, a beautiful spinner. Here's one that's, again, very similar, but different. And depending on the look you like, Rich, when he does his drops on Friday nights, and we'll get into that, but they're at Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific or 9 p.m. Eastern. There are now patterns on them. There's like colored anodizing like this, the solid, and then of course they're now getting into little patterns that are on them as well. Here's more of a splash. Again, I love this one. It's a terrific spinner. The next up is the Tsunamis. Again, you can see some with a pattern, some with just basic colored anodizing, but it fades. This is one of my favorites just because it's so small and is quiet, and you can pretty much hide it in your hand while you're spinning it. This one also has a neat spot with the angle of this to get a good spin on it. And we'll get that one going there. Beautiful. Terrific spinner. Here's one with a pattern. This looks like purple and gold. Reminds me of the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's see if we can get that one going for a sec. Beautiful. Terrific spinner. Again, the smaller buttons can fit on it. That one would go there. That one I think would look nice with that. So again, in terms of the Tsunamis, generally they're $59. If you go to a anodized one, I think it was $64. In terms of the size, they're about 38 grams in weight, 1.5 inches tip to tip, and the width is again about a half an inch. So that gives you an idea of the Tsunami. Again, one of my favorites there too, so we'll put these off. Next up is going to be the Mini Maelstrom. Again, here's one with a pattern, and here's one with just the colored anodizing to give you a look for what your preference might be. Again, compared to the Daddy, it gives you a size difference as well. In terms of the Mini Maelstrom, it's 49 grams in titanium. It's got a diameter of about 1.95 inches, just under 2, and again about 52, or I'm sorry, just over half an inch thick on the width. But this one, again, a terrific spinner. Small, compact. If you have smaller hands, you're going to want this one. If you have larger hands, you're going to like this one. Or if you're probably like me, medium, I like them both. In terms of again the pricing, it's about for an anodized, it's $189. But if you go with the regular materials, it's $119 to $159. So that, we'll take a look at those. The Begleri Set, let's take a look at that. Rich has branched out into Begleris now. I have a few sets myself. I have not put this one together yet, but I have it and I'll show it to you. It comes with 5 cords. What I like about the cords is there are different color schemes on them, so you can pick and choose if something catches you. For me, I'll probably go with the bright. These are just terrific pieces, especially in terms of the size and the weight. They come in stainless and titanium. If you go with the stainless set, it's 28 grams per set. The titanium bead set is 18 grams. In terms of diameter, they're about 0.56 of an inch in diameter. Length is 0.80 inches. And the knot pocket depth is just over a half an inch at 0.51 inches. Rich has started to branch into anodizing these as well. I don't have a set to show you, but you can see it on the My Shopify page. You can get these in various titanium colors now, like a blue, a pink, some other colors, and then the fades where they go from blue to green or from pink to purple. Just terrific. Again, this is the Begleri set. This runs, I think it was it 50 bucks or 35? It could be that these were, I think this may have been 35, and the colored anodized ones are 50. But I'll have that as well on the written review. So keep an eye out for that. But again, as we wrap up the discussion on these, beautiful work. You can see the different variations here. I'll throw back in, and then we'll talk a little bit about the history of Flyaway toys, and then we'll wrap up the review. In terms of Rich and his wife Allison, they basically own and operate Flyaway Toys out of Linwood, Washington, which is a city just north of Seattle. The name comes from airplane work they do, and the name Peregrine Manufacturing. So that's the company that Rich works at. In terms of, they made a spinner for a party in October of last year. They called it the Interceptor. That's the 1.0 that's no longer available. They gave it away to friends and family. They made a few extras, sold them on eBay, and then I think from there it took off into what you're seeing here today. In terms of where they work, Peregrine Manufacturing might lead you to think that that's where the Peregrine Falcon came in, and hence we have the Mini Falcon, and there's a Falcon as well. So maybe there's some connection there. One thing Rich did mention is that he loves communicating with thousands of customers. The one thing he does in the spinner community, because it's so large, he gets to talk to a lot of people, but in his day-to-day business, they may have only dozens of customers, whereas in this community, it's thousands. I think that the new twist on the custom anodizing is terrific. It's a great fit for the titanium spinners. His wife, Allison, does all of the anodizing, as well as handling the customer service and shipping requirements. I think from that perspective, they work well as a team, and as you can tell, they've made a great little business out of it. In terms of spinners, it's one of my favorite lines. I am trying to get, as you can tell, pretty much 2 of each type, just because I like them so well. I love the fidget ability, the coloring. Just make sure that you pick one up if you don't have one yet. The design variances are terrific, from the small Tsunami to the Falcon line to the Maelstroms. They're kind of neat little collectibles as well. If you want stainless, brass, titanium, you can get them all. If you want large ones, you want minis, you can get them here. If you want the Begleri, which again I'm getting into, you can get those. So it's kind of hard not to imagine they couldn't do additional offshoots of this in the future. But I think it's a wonderful line of spinners, that's for sure. In terms of test times or spin times for these, remember, I'm not big into spin times. I'm a fidgeter, and as a result, I look at them more as little works of art than I do what their spin times are. Most of them were in the, like a Tsunami here. This had a spin time of about 1.5 minutes. The Mini Falcon came in at almost 3.5 minutes. Let's see, what else did we get here? The Mini Maelstrom was about 1.5 minutes. Now, these are just out of the box. If you choose to clean the bearings, which I don't, I think you'd find that you'd probably increase those spin times. But those will be in the written review as well. I think you'd be very pleased with any of these. And hopefully you'll keep buying them, keep them coming. And I wonder what Rich and Allison have coming up next. I would guess that they have some new products, because they're going to branch out beyond spinners, I would think. But for now, just make sure you remember that those drops are Friday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and then you can grab 1, 2, or several of these puppies. That's Matt from Fidgets and Widgets, and thanks for checking in. Bye now.